Trump says 48 hours, but does that mean a full invasion or just psychological pressure? The world seems to be on the edge of escalation, but is the scenario being painted real or exaggerated? Stay until the end because you're about to understand what's really behind these statements. And make sure to subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications, because here you get real analysis without inflated narratives. Now pay close attention. When Donald Trump talks about deadlines like 48 hours, 10 days, or final strike, many people go on high alert thinking an invasion is about to happen immediately. But the reality is different. This is part of a classic strategy of political and psychological pressure. It's not confirmation of a ground attack, it's strategic signaling, and that changes everything. Now let's get to the most important point. Is a real invasion of Iran possible? Yes, it is, but it's also the most difficult, expensive, and risky scenario. And this isn't just opinion, it's widely accepted among military analysts. Iran is not an easy target. We're talking about a country with vast territory, mountainous terrain, large armed forces, and strong asymmetrical warfare capabilities. This includes drones, missiles, and indirect operations through regional allies. In other words, any attempt at a ground invasion by the United States would come with enormous costs, far greater than previous conflicts. And that's exactly why this type of operation is usually avoided. Unlike situations such as the Iraq War, Iran has a much more prepared structure for prolonged resistance. Now let's talk about a term that's being used a lot: bloodbath. Yes, a direct confrontation on Iranian soil could result in heavy casualties on both sides, but precisely because of that, this is the last scenario major powers want. Total war is unpredictable, and when the cost is too high, the tendency is to avoid that path. Regarding reports of downed fighter jets and claims of military superiority, here's another key point: war propaganda. In any conflict, both sides amplify narratives, exaggerate results, and hide losses.
That doesn't mean incidents aren't happening. They are. But you can't conclude total dominance based on isolated reports. Now here's a strategic concept many people misunderstand. When Iran talks about diplomacy, it doesn't mean retreat. It means negotiating on its own terms, maintaining sovereignty, influence, and regional power. And often, these negotiations don't even happen directly with the United States, but through Gulf countries and other intermediaries. And here's the most important takeaway from this entire analysis. The most likely scenario is not a full-scale invasion within 48 hours. The most likely scenario is the continuation of the conflict as it is now. Airstrikes, military pressure, indirect clashes, and negotiations happening at the same time. A long, exhausting hybrid war. And that has major consequences: global economic pressure, rising energy costs, political instability, and internal strain within the countries involved. In other words, this is not a fast war. It's a conflict that could drag on. So remember this: short deadlines are political pressure. A ground invasion is unlikely in the short term. Escalation remains a real risk, and the conflict is likely to continue without a quick resolution. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think these statements from Donald Trump are just strategy, or is there a real risk of something bigger happening? Leave your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow, because I'll keep bringing you everything that truly matters in this situation that could reshape the world.